Some transfer stories trending as we speak from both Fabrizio and the latest transfer stories on all the portals out there on the European front. Let's begin with Barcelona. Now, Barca have had new contract talks with Dani Olmo's camp over the weekend, and they are preparing a new proposal to send to RB Leipzig's team for discussions to begin for the player. Now, Barca, however, also are waiting for Nico Williams' decision on whether he's staying at Bilbao or wants to join them at Barcelona. The news is that Nico wants to stay on at Bilbao and does not want to make a move. So it looks as though the Barca chase for Nico Williams may have to end, so they can focus now on Dani Olmo as the main target for Barca this particular transfer window. Let's move to England now, where Jones's team, Man United, are in the news now. They were agreed personal terms with Bayern Munich's right fullback, that's Nusser Mazraoui, now days ago, but he wants the move and he has told his agents to do same and get a deal done for him to join United. So the deal is almost done. Now the player says a good yes to Man U, so he is okay with the move. It's now left for Bayern to accept to allow the player to go for the amount of money Man U are going to offer for the money on screens now. That is from a Moroccan international who plays for Bayern Munich, obviously. That's Nusser Mazraoui. Let's still proceed from that piece of news to other news, and it has to do with Xavi Simons of PSG fame, even though he was on loan at Leipzig last season. Now, according to Xavi Simons, he rates his move to Leipzig as number one. For him, he prefers to go back to Leipzig ahead of all the other teams that are chasing after his signature. There's Bayern Munich lurking around the situation. There's obviously his former club, PSG, who he might go back to. But he says he favors a move back to RB Leipzig. That's according to Xavi Simons, on your screens now. Bayern are trying all they can to sign the player. The player says, nope, he prefers to stay on at Leipzig, or no other club can get him from Paris Saint-Germain. Let's move on to Tottenham Hotspur, where Emerson Royal, we understand, could be making a move to AC Milan in the coming hours. Emerson Royal is a right back who plays for Tottenham Hotspur in the EPL. We understand Milan are almost through with a deal for him to join them in the Serie A for the upcoming transfer or the season, I must say. Now, still with transfers, and PSG have an agreement in principle with 24-year-old English forward Jadon Sancho. That's news I'm picking up today that PSG have a deal in tandem with Jadon Sancho to move from Man U to join them, according to Sports Zone. We are told that the asking price Man U are demanding is around £50 million. £50 million for Sancho. And PSG are looking at getting the player on. So the deal with the player is done. They must now convince Man U to sell the player for something cheaper if they cannot meet the asking price of Man United for Jadon Sancho. Still, with news out there in Spain, like I told you, Nico Williams still, just as though it won't happen because the player is decided to stay on at Bilbao. So Barca might have to forget about Nico Williams and move on from Nico Williams. But still, with England, Aston Villa have put in a bid for City's 28-year-old English midfielder, Calvin Phillips. The man on your screens now has struggled since he joined City. He went out on loan last season to West Ham. It didn't work out for him. He returned this window with a team carrying the USA for preseason, but it's not working out again for him, so he might leave. So Aston Villa are looking at getting the player Calvin Phillips on to join them from City, according to reports you are picking up in England. Now to Barca again. This is the Barca are unlikely to sign City defender João Cancelo because of City's asking price. He's valued at £25 million, about 30 million euros. It's the reason why Barca are not looking at getting this player on, because the amount of money asking for him is a bit on the high side. Barca may not buy Cancelo because he's too expensive for Barca, and so they may let him go as it stands now. Still, the last one to Arsenal. And Arsenal in the news again because of what? Arsenal in the position to sign Swedish and Sporting Lisbon striker Gyökeres. Even Liverpool are preparing to make a bid for him. I understand that Arsenal are looking at jumping ahead of Liverpool to sign Gyökeres on from Sporting Lisbon. He's been a brilliant player for Sporting Lisbon since he joined them from the Championship in England. He may be returned to England with Arsenal as it stands now. That's Gyökeres on your screens now. Arsenal trying to get a striker on from Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. That's it for our look at the transfer window and the transfer story around out there on the European front.